Hello, everyone. My name is Anu Oluwapo Oduole. Shortened form is Anu, and welcome back to TPM Talks. This is a talk series where a bunch of legal professionals, that is us in here, we discuss various aspects of legal industry topics, current events, latest legal news, different topics, and we sort of explore our different perspectives on the various topics that we're looking at. So today's question for everyone in this chat room is, outside of your current profession, if you could be famous in any industry, what would you choose? So we're all going to have different answers. But before we do that, I'm just going to get people to introduce themselves and then tell us, what you want to be famous in. And then we'll go, discuss from there and talk about why you want to be famous in those fields, sort of get an insight into everybody's answers. All right, I will start with Mrs. Kemi Oduole.
Thank you so much, Anna. If I were famous, I would love to be a teacher. I love teaching.
We all know that, right? that was an easy one. So that's cool. That's cool. We, Kevin, the great teacher, the great mentor, and so I know. Sorry, I had to speak.
No, that's okay. That was Mr. Babola just now, and so what would you be, or what would you wish to be famous in if you could pick any profession?
That would be me.
We already have you on.
Oh, okay. Okay, my name is Johnson Babalola, and known as JB for short. And I thought about this, and I went from A, B, C, D, but I have settled for one thing. I would love to be a chef. I would love to be a chef, and I can talk to you about that. But why? But yeah, chef.
Okay, so we already have a chef. We already have a teacher or suggested teacher. We already have a librarian, right? So next, I'm gonna ask Miss Adriana Cemento, what would you want to be if you could be famous in any field?
Hello, yeah, my name is Adriana Sarmiento, and I will have chosen become famous as a doctor, with a specialty in psychiatry.
Oh wow. Any comments on what anybody thought she would have chosen?
I'm not surprised. Adriana is very empathetic. She has this milk of human kindness in her. I think I was telling, I don't remember, maybe my husband or somebody, she spoke to me, I think it was a Saturday, and I started smiling. And my husband said, "Why are you smiling?" I said, "I just finished speaking with Adriana." I said, "Why the smiles?" Anytime you have a conversation with her, even email, she'll say, "Have a nice day," with that smiley face. Once you are with her, you just have this ambient of comfort. So I'm not very surprised. It naturally comes to her. That's Adriana.
Yes, I totally agree as well.
Oh, thank you.
I probably have the very similar answer with you. When it's my turn.
Right, Michelle, since you're already on, we're gonna get you to answer the question too.
Thank you so much. Yourself. Thank you. So my name is Michelle. For this question, if I would choose, I probably would choose not to be famous if I could.
Oh, wow.
But for today's topic is, if I have to choose to be famous, my answer is psychology. So being a psychologist. Not only because I love working with people who are with scientific minds or method or knowledges about human kind or human mind or human behaviors. More importantly, I think psychology is to help people deal with practical problems. So if I would choose, I would love to be a psychologist.
Yes.
Hopefully I will be the co-worker with Adriana again.
Right.
All right.
I think that this is something we need to think about between Adriana and Michelle, something to keep our clients in the room. All the assessments we need for our clients, and
we should call them
you guys
in,
will be
right?
great resources for that, I see.
I agree.
Yes.
All right. So next, I'm gonna ask Mr. Tosin Falaye, since you already introduced yourself a little bit there. Introduce yourself and tell us what you would wish to be famous in.
I mean, you already mentioned my name, so everyone now knows me. So I will stand on existing protocol. If I was to be famous at stuff, I'd likely love to be a radio personality or a movie actor.
You only get to choose one.
Oh, first would be the radio personality, because I think the radio is one of the best inventions that have come in the history of mankind. Being able to talk to people, influence their daily activities and choices without necessarily seeing those people. I think the guys that sit behind the microphone, they do a great deal of a wonderful job.
Awesome.
That's a different perspective to it. Yeah, most people just know, radio actor, radio person, and you just think, well, radio, you listen to it in the morning, that's it. But the perspective of the people listening, it's really interesting.
Just to throw in on that, there was a time where I was at the Law Society of Ontario building, and if you listen to CBC in the morning, there's a program they call The Current. There was a time when the presenter of that program was going to change from the person was retiring, and Matt Galloway was taking over from that person. And the folks at lunch at the Law Society building, that's all we're talking about, how good Matt Galloway is. Some of them probably never met him in their lives. All they know is that voice, Matt Galloway. And he's been able to influence people. Oh, he's good, this person is better than him, or he's better than that person. That debate was just around the personality that people know on their drive to work.
Wow.
That's superb.
So a fan of the radio personality, even without knowing exactly who they are in real life or what they look like. That's really interesting. All right, so next I'm going to call on Mr. Adewale Martins to tell us what industry he would have been famous in if he could choose any.
Hi, hello everyone. I was going to say two things, but I heard someone say you have to only choose one. So I was going to say I would like to be a chef. I'd like to be famous as a chef, just like Mr. Babalola too. And also I'd like to be famous as a painter and artist, right? But between those two, I think I'll pick being famous as a painter. And the reason is this. Painters do a lot of, I'll say, imaginary work. So imagine a painter just looks at you and then they're able to draw exactly how you look, right? And it goes a long way for me. And again, a painter draws somebody, or a painter spends all their time working in one day, for example, makes a masterpiece, puts it up for sale, and they are making like $30 million, $40 million, and that money is enough for them to go for the year, So the next year they make another masterpiece and they are making another $50 million, and they are okay for another 5 years, So if I was famous, I would like to be between being a chef and a painter. I think I'll be a painter or an artist. Yeah.
Ayani, you're right. It's all about the money. Mr. Babalola Wale has dished you.
Man.
He's been a Picasso. 30 million a year.
Yes, the next Vanguard.
Hey, Wale, how many times did I call you?
Mr. Balala didn't say he wanted to be a chef because he wanted to make money. But
he hasn't told us the reason.
He hasn't told us yet.
I will tell you. I guess you're coming back. You'll come back here. So we'll tell you why.
Yes.
For now, let's keep going.
All right. So next, we're going to ask Miss Ayoni Shaibu, what would be, or what profession would it be for you?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ayoni. I'm not sure what the profession is, but I would like to be, like Tosi said, like a voice. I would like to be the voice behind unseen voice in the cartoons. So I don't know what industry that's in. Maybe it's in the movie industry, but you don't get to see me. You just hear my voice. I'm that funny voice, that interesting voice that you hear. Other than that, if I were to choose, I know I didn't let Lucy choose the second option. I would want to be famous as again the voice that you hear and that suits your concerns and calms you, like a gospel artist. Yeah.
So
that means Ione is going to sing for us at some point before this is over, right?
You will be like, you know, like Alexa.
Because I mean, I hear that from my corner from time to time. You all don't benefit from that, so
not on this platform.
I'm just trying to extend the love.
I think we have some people voting for you to sing.
Huh?
I think we have some people voting for you to sing.
Yeah.
I'm on the voting team, by the way.
Not on
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So I'm guessing, Ione, when you say the voice behind the cartoons, you're referring to a voiceover actor. Not a lot of us actually think of the voices that are behind those. And some of those people are actually very, very famous right now. So it's interesting to hear one of us here just interested in that aspect, that profession that not a lot of people pay attention to, but is really impactful, especially for kids when they want to watch their cartoons. You know, imagine not having any voices and the kids want to watch the cartoons. They would complain. All right, so for myself, what profession would I want to be famous in? I actually haven't thought about it. But I guess two. The first one would be, I wouldn't mind being an actress. And the second would be actually a lawyer. I always wanted to study law, but then I started the classes and, well, we'll not talk about that. So next, I'm gonna go back to Mrs. Oduole and ask her the reason why she chose the profession she chose.
Well, I would say I've been a teacher all my life. Even though sometimes not in the formal sector, I just realized I like explaining things to people. In the process of explaining things to people, relating with people, I learn a lot and I meet a lot of people. So I just love it. And I think I've been a teacher in one lifetime. Before coming to this life, it feels like that sometimes, you know, but that's just the main reason. Because I learn a lot when I teach. It's not just what I give, but I learn a lot when I teach. So
that's really good. So I'm just gonna throw this out there for everyone. Is there anybody here who thought she would have chosen a different profession? And if so, what profession do you think she would have chosen? Also, we all agree.
I think it would have been a musician. He's always singing.
Baby, while Uncle Lumbo.
Thank you. You see, I have a concurring opinion here.
Oh man. You know, that in all honesty, that would have been the number one choice, a jazz musician. And I took some steps. I remember when I was in high school, I wrote to many famous jazz musicians in the US. My older brother introduced me to jazz music and I fell in love with it. But I got lazy. I did not really, you know, except for harmonica, I did not really take any lessons in any instrument, but I try my best with harmonica, you know, that's all, you know, but jazz music would have been it. You know, being a farmer would also be something I would have considered. I actually got admission to study, you know, animal science, which I turned down eventually. But I settled for being a chef because sometimes there are things that we don't really think about, but that is truly important to all of us. And you know, like one famous, you know, chef once said, his name was Gerard McCloy. He said, "The discovery of a new dish does more to humanity. It brings more happiness for the human race than the discovery of a star." You know, think about this. When people have issues, most often, you know, you meet over dinner to talk about it, to resolve issues. I mean, when people basically wanted to talk about some of the challenges they are having in life. When you want to start a new business, let's have a dinner and talk about it. And most often, the people behind those meals are the chefs. And in their head, they're thinking that whatever I'm preparing today, I need to put in my best. I need to talk about, so it brings happiness. And for you to have that happiness, you have to trust. You cannot just go to a restaurant and not trust, the people that are preparing the food, so it brings trust, it brings happiness and laughter. And then you understand there are mistakes, that we all make mistakes in life. And when we make mistakes, you also have to correct it. Every chef will have made one or two mistakes in life, and they go back to correct some of these mistakes. So there's a lot of things that go into that. It brings family together, when you prepare some sumptuous meal. So at the end of the day, for me, I thought about all these other professions I would have loved to be famous at, but I thought, you know what? Being a chef tops it all. And that would be my number one choice for those reasons only. Of course, music brings happiness too. Don't get me wrong. I can go into music and tell you about everything about that. But at the same time, I kind of settled for chef as my number one choice, but music will follow closely.
I think you just made the chef profession sound like almost like a legal profession right now.
Legal chef.
I'm sure many chefs will be happy about that. So
it's really good to hear different professions that we would otherwise have been interested to explore. But I'm sure a lot of clients and even people we interact with are just very happy that we're lawyers. And I'm sure each and every one of us are, happy in the profession that we're in right now. For various reasons. I hear different reasons from each and every one of you, wonderful of being happy that you're helping individuals achieve what they want. For some people, getting the profession that they want, and just generally helping is a big word that I know a lot of lawyers, a lot of counsels in the house say when they're, talking about their profession. And I don't know if anybody else has anything else to add while we're still on here.
I just want to say two things. I want to comment about Ione. I'm not surprised about Ione's chosen profession. I've not heard her sing, but when she said it, it was like that suited my idea of Ione. That is the word, peace, calmness. I was not surprised. But with Tosin, I am surprised. I'd expected Tosin to choose something legalistic, structured, something maybe like, I don't know, accountant, engineer, something so structured and formal. So I'm surprised. Acting, radio talk show, my God, I am surprised. And with Michelle too, the way she dissects things, when she asks questions, wants to do things really with people. Do you need help? I can help you do this, so I'm not surprised. But with Anu and acting, oh my God, I didn't see that coming as well. I didn't see acting coming.
So. I think now I know that, with Anu coming to my office now and asking questions. So, now I'm going to be very careful because you might be acting. So I'm going to be very careful with that. But I totally agree with for Tosin though, I would have thought about crime investigations. Something like that.
Policeman.
So okay. I think I need to play more. Like
a policeman, but with a heart, with a good heart. A policeman with a good heart. Yes. So that's important. I'm not surprised that my dear friend and my lawyer, Wale, was talking about being a chef, because I know that since our paths crossed. Yes, we've been talking about that. I've been seeing some of the dishes, and he's been showing up, coming to the office with some grilled fish and telling me that JB, I made it. So kudos to him.
I was just copying you,
Great stuff. But all in all, it is. If I may say one thing quickly, and I would just say that the reference by Tosin to radio personalities and what they do and their impact on the society is spot on. You know, CBC is one of my favorites ever. Since I came to Canada, I listen to CBC almost every day. Coming to work, going back home, and you know, the radio, the current, and also the Metro Money as well. And actually, I think the host of the Metro Money now is also a Nigerian. It's Myla Alpha. You know, so that. Yeah, he is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a Nigerian. You know, Ismaila Akwa doing a fantastic job. Of course, took over from Matt Galloway, you know, who did a fantastic job, and person before that as well. But the beauty of it is that for many immigrants, it's, you know, we are immigration lawyers. When you come to this country and you want to learn English, you want to know about the city, you want to know what's going on, you know, the radio is where to go. You know, the weather, because in Canada, we can talk about it. The weather is always a topic. It's something we talk about. And you hear all these things, and it goes a long way in helping you to settle in this new country, this beautiful new country of ours. And, you know, for many, and that's a good thing. So yes, I kind of agree with you. And I think at the end of the day, every profession will have a place in this world, and do have a place in this world. And we're all, I mean, if we had chosen any of those things, like Anu said, we would have been fantastic in whatever we do. But thank you for being part of this firm, for being lawyers, and for doing a great job relating with our clients and representing them well. Merci beaucoup. So that would be my own contribution.
Thank you so much for that. And I completely agree with what you've just said. All right, this brings us to the end of our conversation, our discussion. I'm sure we have more comments, but you know, we'll continue in the next episode. We urge our viewers to join us next time. We have more episodes, more topics coming up, and we just want to thank you all for participating today in this meaningful conversation and discussion, and for sharing your choices that you would otherwise have made. Hopefully our viewers and even we ourselves have learned a little bit more about our co-workers and the different professions that are even out there that we might not have even thought of. Dear viewers, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment below. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to our office anytime, and we will continue to support our community as much as we can. Thank you very much, and have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.